All right, so I started the recording. Um, I see Wheat Thins was new, Abazman was new, Kirubavati, I hope I said that right, is new, and someone else with a picture of a guy with swords. I can't see your name. It could be the truncating on Discord, like I was saying. And usually, what before we start getting into the details of everything, I like to like have anybody new like introduce themselves, and if they would like to, you can put it either in the chat or you can request to speak on stage and introduce yourself. Just as brief or as lengthy as you want. I don't mind. And then let us know like what brought you here, where you found us, what level of experience you have as far as coding goes, if you have any. If you don't have any, that's fine. You can just state that. It's like if any of you guys want to share, you can go for it. Like Wheat Thins, Bossman, Kiribavati, or whoever that is with the picture of the swords.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. My name is Ethan. I am, I guess, a beginner coding student. I'm really just scratching the surface. I found this group on meetup.com because I was kind of actually like searching for other things, but this caught my interest as well. So I was like, hey, I might as well try to get into this community and talk to as many people as I can because this is something that interests me. But I'm applying for some other courses and stuff as well. So I just kind of wanted to network and get to know as many people as possible.
All right. Yeah. All right. You, Bossman?
Hello everyone. I'm also a beginner, not really a beginner, just bit of little bit into code. I do front end development. Currently learning React. I found the group on Eventbrite. Yeah, then I registered. Then I just got the link on my email not long ago, so I decided to join in. So I'm here to network too and to learn more like how do you guys, especially guys in the industry, what's up with the industry and how do I navigate my way around? Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, we're glad you're here. Kira Bhavati, or the guy with the swords, or girl with the swords. I don't know who that is. I can't see your name is truncated, but if you guys want to share, go for it. And then Tima's here. All right. Andretta. All right. Go for it. I can't see your name. It's got like a underscore and three dots on my side. That's what it's showing. All right. Whenever you're ready, just go for it. Jason's back. I know you showed up a couple times already. Oh yeah, so let me get you the link really quick for those of you guys that are new, so I don't have to uh, mention it later or too much later. But here's the link in the chat. That's for the YouTube channel. So like those of you guys that are new, if you guys want to watch those videos or any of those videos, check them out. One of them I have, I talk about. All right, somebody invited to speak. Oh, that's the. All right, go for it. So as soon as they put you on stage, you can go ahead and speak if you want. All right, maybe technical difficulties. So as soon as you get it, it says you're muted, but I don't have you muted. You're fine. It's not a server mute. So like, it just says you're muted. If you're new to Discord, on the lower right hand corner, you would unmute your mic. You gotta turn on. You gotta turn on and off your microphone. So while we're waiting for the new member that's on stage with me to be ready to speak or figure out what's going on in their machine, we'll just get going. Just whenever you're ready, don't feel like pressured or nothing. Like whenever you can. I don't care if we're like at the end of this session or the middle of it. It doesn't matter. Don't feel like anybody, like everybody here, like some of you guys that know me already. I don't care. I don't feel like you can't interrupt. Like if you have a question or you have questions about anything or you want to know anything about anything, just feel free to like you can put it in the chat or just jump on stage and get my attention. Because sometimes I don't always see everything in the chat. So if I see it in the chat, and I might see it like 5, 10, 15 minutes later, who knows? Just I have the chat open, but I'm pretty bad with that. It's better if you just jump on stage or find a way to just get my attention. All right. So we have these events. I guess for those of you guys that are new um, on the channel here on the server, I try to keep it as active as I can. And we got people from all over the United States, and we do have some people from other countries, and everybody's welcome. We do. I'm try. What my goal was when I first made this community was to have a place to um, like make recommendations because I work for a coding boot camp, less than part time, but I work for a coding boot camp, new camp coding boot camp, and then I also run my own business, and I have a mentorship program where I teach full stack JavaScript development. All that's in the YouTube channel. I'm not going to get in detail with none of that. And also to have like a community of people where we can all get together, like share knowledge or build something, like build a project together. And I like, I don't have a lot of time throughout my week to like build a project, so I can't build multiple projects with everybody, but we've been giving our time every Sunday to this project at least, and maybe a day or so in between, so that way we can try to build this group project, something that we can all collaborate on and see it through, a learning experience for people that are new to it, and have something hopefully in the end we can either put to market or at least have a project we can put on our resumes for anybody that's interested in any of that. Um, Besides that, we got the project going on. So anybody that's interested in the project, I'll get into the details of that, I guess, really briefly, because I always do, just because you guys are new. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen, and I'm gonna try to go through like a little bit. It's gonna feel a little bit crash coursey, but it's going to um, just be the gist of what we've been up to. All right. So I'm going live on my screen. You're just gonna see Discord for now till I open the browser, but uh, basically we have a Miro board right now, and we also have GitHub. Yeah, let's open GitHub. All right, so we have our Miro board. Um, yeah, fine, accept the cookies. All right, and we have this Miro board. Oh, all right, got a new update for Miro, where we're kind of like using it. Whoa, what happened? Oh, it got moved. Uh, I'll just have to move these, I guess. All right, so this got moved. We have a Miro board where um, we're trying to use it as a little bit of project management software. It's not as great as these other. Um, it's not as great as some of these other platforms that um, like Asana or Notion or anything like that. But we've been using it because it's free and it hasn't complained about how many people I've invited to the project. So I'll get to that section in a second. But I wanted to keep this over here with this. It's kind of like a sticky note that I wanted to put. I guess I could put it somewhere here. Um, So the basic idea of the project was to be an AI platform that informs users regarding the safety of the foods or drinks that they're consuming. And the way it does that is they take a picture of an ingredients label, or they just type in the text of any ingredient that may be questionable, that they want, that they don't know what it is. They want to see, um, what it's all about to some extent, because we're using AI. So, it's not 100% dependable, and we have to have disclaimers, let them know that we're not health professionals. Anything they get back from the AIs, we're going to have disclaimers for sure. So they are consuming, uploading ingredients in the form of text and images. Then they get feedback from the AI regarding the safety of the foods or drinks they want to consume. We already know, I guess, to some extent, some people that already are somewhat conscious of the foods they eat, what things that are kind of unsafe. So that's kind of that. But we also have, wow, so this kind of got moved to a little bit. So let me see if I can move this thing. All right, let's get that out of the way. We don't need that there. All right, so we have low fidelity wireframes was the plan. We're not going to do high fidelity wireframes for this project. So these were examples how you can low fidelity. They don't have to be pretty. You can do it by hand, or by computer. They don't have to be perfect. You can zoom in and check these out if any of you guys want to. Irina already did um, the wireframes here. She finished what me and Ryan started with them. She made them better. So this is the app flow here. So we have the app flow, just the basic flow of the program of how it's going to work. It's basically what I described. The user makes a selection, whether text or image, and if it's an image, they take a picture of it until they get a readable image, and the library parses the text off it and feeds it to the AI. And same thing with the text, except the text goes straight to the AI, and then the AI processes it and gives them back some type of feedback regarding those ingredients. We do have a competitor, so we started this project months ago. We didn't know there was a competitor out there. And then, like a month or two after starting it, we ended up finding out, I think it was 2 months after we started, we ended up finding out there's a competitor out there, but we didn't care. We just said, we're going to keep pushing. This flow right here is for um, just future updates, like future. Um, just ignore this for now. This is just the plans to, you know, upgrade it in the future, add new features. This one got moved too. Oh, here we go. Uh, can I just move that? There we go. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there we go. All right, so it got moved around a little bit. Who cares? Things happen. All right, so this is just an overview with important links. Uh, you can reach out to me, Irina, or Ryan, um, or anybody. I was trying to encourage everybody to, like, that's interested in working on the project, reach out to each other. Like, try to communicate with each other, and then if you guys want, you can invite me to a meeting with you guys too if you want. Like, what I mean, we just got to coordinate a time and a day that I'm available. And then this is where we're trying to organize it in teams: a development team, a design team, and a marketing team. If we need a marketing team, it might not ever come to that, but if it does, we're ready, or we'll get there, we'll get ready. Development design team, basically development team are the coders, anybody interested in programming. The design team does all the design, which was right now Irina, Tiffany, and Zalola, but Zalola hasn't been with us for a little bit. She did contribute some ideas. She was waiting for us to, she was going to contribute to design, but she wasn't able to. So she's going to have to contribute, if just in case she catches this recording, she's going to have to contribute to the development team, because I'm pretty sure most, if not all, the designs already done. I think we're waiting for Tiffany. I don't know if Tiffany's here. Is Tiffany here? No, Tiffany's not here. I don't know if she's going to be able to make it either. Um, so we have the team members. You'll see if you guys are interested in the project, you can be added. We have tasks, tasks in progress, and then completed tasks. So like, if you pick up a task from here, just move it over, put your name on it. How we did, we just moved it over, we put our names on it, and then complete the task. Once the task is complete, once we feel like it's complete, we're gonna stick it right here. And if we gotta update, because this is gonna be like somewhat in stages, so I know we have some tasks here that are in development, and they might even be in development after version 1. So I would say everything here is going to be version 1 because I wanted to implement some type of code review or see what's going on and look at the code myself, me or Ryan or anybody or even Lou, and see if there if what we can what can be done better, like regarding optimizations or or anything, just anything, best practices, anything that needs to be done so we can kind of have it. It doesn't have to be perfect to push it to like a production level, but because it's a group project with people at different levels, but it's got to be just good enough and it's got to work. And we can write our own tests if we need to, if it gets down to that, or we can use like a third-party library to run tests. I know about third-party libraries like Jest for JavaScript. I'm not too familiar with Python, but because I'm in the progress of really learning a lot of Python. So that's that. That's the Miro for the project. The GitHub is just um, where is it at? The GitHub is just right now. Um, Everybody's going to start on the main branch or the development branch. These are the instructions here to get connected to it. I recommend cloning. You're not going to have any issues if you clone and link your GitHub or link to this repo that way. And then you can pick when you pick a task, so that way nobody's bumping heads. Um, or if somebody's going to work on a task with you, then coordinate. You got to be able to coordinate because you don't want to be having merge conflicts or overriding each other's code. You gotta If you're gonna work on something together, you gotta work on it like together. Like have at even if you're not having video meetings, at least have some kind of communication to let each other know what's going on and make sure that you're pulling the updated code before you even start coding anything, and then push, and then the next time you start the project, pull again. Pull is the first thing you should always be doing on GitHub. Pull, see what's changed, and then make your changes, leave everybody else's alone, and then push, and that's it. Um, Settings. I was going here just to show you like, we do got collaborators, so I'm hoping most of these collaborators um, come back into the meeting. We had a lot of people showing up. We onboard people every. We've been onboarding somebody every meeting we had, and that's it in a nutshell. That's the project. So if any of you guys are interested that are new, you can send me your um, you can send me your Gmail for the mural or your GitHub username for GitHub. If you don't want to send it here in the chat, just in case Discord doesn't blur it, they're supposed to blur it and block it. So when I put it on the video, it's not supposed to be visible. But just in case, you can send it to me in the DM, and then I'll take everything off screen and put you in add you to the mural and the GitHub. We do have all right. So we have the person with the picture with the swords. I don't know your name, that's why. Did you tell me your name? No, you never told me your name. So hello, I don't use Discord. I found the chat now. Uh, Faizan is my name. All right, Faizan. Uh, you said your browser wasn't giving permission to allow the mic. All right, that's all right. You should be able to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what browser you're using, but yeah, I guess it's different. I use Microsoft Edge. All right, so that's all right. Don't worry about it. If you want to like write in the chat, Faizan, like what got you here, like I guess where you found us, what got you here, what your level of experience is, that'll be cool. So that way you don't worry about the mic. If you can't get the mic working, hopefully next time. All right, Basman, I seen you. I believe it was you. I seen you on stage. You could have spoken, but you said how do you join the design team? You just got to get added to the mural board, and then you put your name on the mural board, and and on that team, and then you can also, or I'll ask her when she's available, because she's not available right now, Irina, because she's the one that's the leader on that team. So like you can reach out to her if you want to too. You'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I want to ask, yeah, like the design, are we to design like the interface, like the UI of the app, or are we to build it on HTML, CSS? Are we to design it?
Oh
Is
yeah,
it
like
like a Figma design
no, it's
prototype,
just
or kind of like are we building it directly?
yeah, the way we chose to do it was just low fidelity wireframes because the UI is not going to be very complex, and then we were still trying to get a color scheme and logo figured out. So like we weren't trying to get to like a high fidelity wireframe, like something like maybe like a Figma, and it's really colorful and it's got all the components and all that stuff. We weren't trying to really do that at that level. We're trying to just keep it simple, and mainly because we have people coming in and out of the project every week. So we have people showing up interested in the project, and then it's been week to week who's showing up and who's contributing. So like if you're interested in the design side, the development side, if you're interested in the coding side, if you want to contribute in HTML and CSS, and I forgot to go over that. If I open up my screen share back on the project, we're using Bootstrap 5. So the main files, if we go to source here, the main files are written in HTML, SCSS, and JavaScript. We're not using regular CSS, we're using SCSS. JavaScript if we need it. We already have inside of the package JSON. We already imported Bootstrap 5 and Bootstrap's JavaScript. We also have Bootstrap CSS in the SCSS file. It's already imported. So in the starter files, it's just the starter files. It's just got all the basic stuff. And the reason why we went with Bootstrap 5 instead of something like React Native or Flutter is because that's going to be too difficult for beginners if they've never used any JavaScript frameworks before. So we just went with Bootstrap 5, and then we're going to make it fully responsive so that way no matter how people open it, it looks good. But the main target is people using it on their mobile device. And then at some point, if we end up getting more serious with this project, then we can rewrite it in something like Flutter or React Native or something else if somebody's got other ideas. But it is a lot harder. Like if you're new and you don't know JavaScript very well, going into a JavaScript framework is going to be really hard. So uh, that's why we picked Bootstrap 5, and then because it's beginner friendly, because you're using HTML, CSS files, and SCSS ain't, if you've used it before, it ain't much different than regular CSS. It's not very different. It's got a couple features different, but it's mainly you use it mainly the same. You got your selectors, your properties, and your values, and they go within the code blocks, the curly braces. It's not very different from regular CSS, except you're using nesting and you use your variables. You gotta the syntax for variables is different, but nesting you gotta make sure you're nesting properly. And I kind of went over that I think last time. If we go to SAS's website, I know you weren't here, so I'm gonna go through it really quick. We don't have to worry about pre-processing because Bootstrap 5, we're using it with Parcel, the web bundler, and the web bundler is going to automatically pre-process the CSS, SCSS into CSS. So we ain't got to worry about that. Uh, what we, but what you got to know is that variables in we're using SCSS, not SAS, so it's going to look just a little different. But we're using SCSS, and variables are written with the money sign, and they're a lot shorter to write than in regular CSS, and you don't got to use the var function to use your variable in SCSS. And also nesting. These are the two most important. Nesting, you just if you have a component like a navbar, anything you're trying to target on that navbar, you nest it inside of that selector. It's not like the like regular CSS where you have to write it individually. It's more like you nest everything that's like you nest. Basically, you're nesting. The navbar is it would be the parent element of all these child elements that live inside of it that are nested in it, and you want to make sure you're nesting your child elements just the same way you would in HTML. Um, and then we have our here they have other features like modules, mixins, extended inheritance, operators, and you're welcome to use any of that if you want to study it and learn it. And it's part of like maybe a component you want to do. Maybe you can, maybe that's up to you. But I just the two most important things for SCSS is because it's not very much different than regular CSS is variables and nesting. That's it. That's the main takeaway there that I would say if you're beginning, that's important. But we have that's to give you a little bit more background on what's going on with the project. And yeah, my bad. I forgot to mention that. So if you have any questions. All right, so Faizan said, I was looking for some event on Eventbrite. I found this one and enrolled right away. I'm a third year AI and DS bachelor student. I have knowledge of programming and problem solving. So I always look for something new related to coding. All right. All right. Yep, I'm studying the same, but except mine's computer science and artificial intelligence. All right, so, and then I'm going into my senior year too. So that's cool. We're almost on the same page. All right, so we've got, now that I've said that, does anybody have questions? Like any questions at all? All right, no questions? Give me a second. I'm going to check this message because it's from Tiffany and I'm trying to see what's going on. Uh, all right, so Tiffany's not going to make it. So we won't have an update from Tiffany. I think she was on the design side. She was trying to get the color scheme figured out. All right, so Jason. All right, so let me see. I'll add you to the GitHub. Jason, are you on the Miro or no? Because if you're going to get on the GitHub, you're going to, as a result, you'll have to get on the Miro um, to be able to pick up a task and then know what you're going to work on GitHub. I didn't know if you wanted that to be shared. Your GitHub username doesn't really shouldn't matter. Nobody can spam that. But if you don't want your Gmail shared, just send it to me in the chat or inside the DM you sent me. I don't think anybody's gonna spam anything though. Oops. Because let me add you. Because Jason. All right, I found you. That has to be you. All right, let me know if you get that. I just added you to the GitHub. And Tima, I don't know where Tima went. Let me message Tima. See if she is coming back. All right. Give me a second. All right, so I'm gonna add you to the Miro. So I gotta take this away. Sorry guys, 1 second. Uh, just in case, cause I don't know if I Discord claims they're blurring it out, but I can't vouch for that. I know sometimes things don't always work out the way they're supposed to, so uh, you should get that. Yeah, you should get that invitation now, Jason. Um, all right. So, Abbasman, I just got yours, so I'm gonna have to do that again. So I'll add you to the Miro. And then if you have a GitHub, you can send me your GitHub username, and then I'll add you to that. DevTree wanted to say something.
Hello, can you hear me?
I'm here.
Okay. I'm actually on the mirror board right now. Where do I add myself in and you have the pink area. How do I add myself to the board? Because I want to
Oh,
contribute.
I don't know if you can. I'm not sure. I've had to add people manually. So like that's why I
Oh,
said if you wanted to like DM me your email, you could just send it on a DM. If you don't want to like share it in the chat. Uh,
okay.
I'm just trying to add somebody's information real quick because I'm getting other people's information that in the DM, so that way I can take it off the screen I'm recording and add you to whatever it is you want to be added to.
All right. Thanks.
All right, Abbasman, I found you. I just added you to the GitHub too. All right, let me message Tima. She had something going on. Maybe she had to go, and then we have Andretta. At least we'll get Andretta done, if anything.
All I did was look up a few ingredients, just like you said, and so I was able to copy a link. So
All right. Oh, you have the link. You shared the link.
that's on there. Let me. I could probably put it in the chat if I still have it available.
Oh yeah, you put it in the.
Mm, Let me. Where is this?
Oh, I found it. I didn't know you could share chats on Chat GPT. Skittles ingredient summary.
I didn't either.
Yeah, so I was like, all right. Uh,
Let's see.
all right, so I was looking at this, and we would have to verify all of that, like eventually. But the one thing that stands out is like something like modified cornstarch. So you would want to like type in something like uh, or corn syrup, and maybe prompt the AI to give you details about whether corn syrup is healthy or not, or whether modified cornstarch would be like have any effect on anybody's health one way or the other. And it's normally like anything with sugars or food dyes, like these colors, or usually things that say modified on them. Those are all like indicators that something's not good. And then sodium, like things with sodium on them, because maybe people are worried about like high blood pressure, so they're worried about like their sodium intake. But then there's this, you could just measure that out. But you also want to know like I don't know, I carnauba wax. That's crazy. All right, so like of course we'd have to verify that because it's Skittles, but we don't you know what I mean? And I don't want to say that we don't know for sure if that's 100% accurate unless we get a bag of Skittles and verify that. But it's the ingredient itself that we're trying to target. So like for example, if someone got had a bag of Skittles and they took a picture of the ingredients, the AI should be able to pick up the ingredients off of it and then tell us, give us some kind of feedback on either all of the ingredients individually, like a list of the ingredient and what it is, what's contained in it, whether it's good or bad. And then we have to give the AI some context. So maybe I can do like an example of that. The
Yeah, and let's see. Let me try this. I just looked something up real quick when you said that. So let me try to see if I can do it.
All right, and
Copy
then
link.
yeah, and then like if or like if somebody's looking at a bag of Skittles and they're like, well, what the hell is modified cornstarch? So we don't know if this is in that bag of Skittles or not, but this is just what the AI claims. But I'm just saying it, just as an example, if we see modified cornstarch as an ingredient and we're like not familiar with it, then we would want to either type it in the app to feed it to the AI, or take a picture and just have the AI parse it all and see what it gives back. Um, yeah, artificial flavors has some natural, but it's probably, if this is like factual, it's probably very little that's natural. Most of the time, these things have a lot of artificial stuff.
So, um, so I just did a brief one, like corn syrup. So, yeah. Um, so can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah, yeah, you can share your
Okay,
screen.
so here, let me see how if I can figure out how to do this. Disconnect. Oh, screen share. Skittles ingredients. Is this the one that I have here? That's the one. Okay. So can you see? I just did this real quick. So this is what you're looking for right here.
Um, Similar, yeah, yeah, that's good. I mean, because you're
Commercial.
trying to figure out. Let me see what it's saying here. Yeah, see, because it's suggesting that it's consumed in moderation.
Okay,
Oh
weight
yeah, so
gain.
that's more summer. That's more closer to what we're looking for. Because like we want to be able to type in the ingredients individually, and then be able to type them in collectively and get the AI to give us feedback on those ingredients.
Okay.
So that's good. I mean, just I know it's just one little test right there, which is good because it's like we just want to know uh, what type of feedback we're getting from the AI, and then this one's the free version, right? You're using 3.5, the free version.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay, I'll stop sharing. Let me get out
yeah.
of
So that's
here.
good. And then like we can always have people like uh, let them know too that they have to verify or that they should verify the information that they're given. You know, because like I've seen well, we have to do that. We have to let people know to do that. can't have it. You know, what I mean, we can't guarantee the information the AI is giving back. All right, so yeah, thanks, Andretta. Tima was here. Maybe she had to go. I didn't see a message from her, but she was doing the. Um, Me and her met yesterday, and then I helped her do the research so that way she can um, write a quick program that demos the. Uh, it's just a basic demo of being able to take a picture of like an ingredients list and then being able to read the text off that image. And that's what we need. We just need to so when someone takes a picture, it reads the text off of the image, and then we can take that text and then send it to the AI. So I was waiting for her to respond, see if we're gonna get any feedback there. Any of you guys have any questions about anything so far? Like any of you guys that are new? All right, give me a second. Jason.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Uh, yeah. So I'm kind of newer, but I was seeing if I could just like jump on one of these other tasks and maybe just like spectate what you guys do. Um, I understand like how it works at a higher level. I don't see like how to like I don't know how to code that stuff in, like how to grab like APIs and read text from a picture.
What about like
What
front
about
end
like front
development?
end development? Yeah, I understand like CSS, um, like making stuff look nice.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I
Yeah,
was
because
saying.
that's
If
what
you
I was
think
saying.
you
If
can
you
pick
think
up
you
a
can pick up
task
a task
like that's
that's
on the front end
on
side,
the
like
front
to
end
build a
side.
component, you don't have to connect the component to any of the back end logic yet. All you got to do is be able to, if you can create anything on the front end in HTML and CSS
CSS
or with Bootstrap
or with
5,
Bootstrap 5,
because that's what we're
because
using.
that's what we're using.
I can go over the
I can
Bootstrap
go over the
5
Bootstrap
documentation
5
real quick.
documentation really quick.
So let me
So
share my screen
let me
again.
share my screen again. All right.
So we have Bootstrap 5. Um, so we're using Bootstrap 5. When you look at the docs, um, you can read the intro. I would suggest you read as much as possible if you've never used Bootstrap before, because like anybody that's wanting to be a programmer, you have to live. You're basically living in your documentation, whatever documentation you're using, and you got to get up to speed with it pretty quick and be able to navigate it, find what you need, and understand how um, whatever framework you're using works. So Bootstrap is a CSS framework. It's not a JavaScript framework. So what it's doing is we're using Bootstrap to do a lot of the CSS for us. And we're only going to use CSS if we have to. If there's nothing in Bootstrap that'll handle whatever we need it to handle. So on this side, if you look at this side here, they have a bunch of sections. Layout is important because it tells you, other than the intro, but it'll tell you how to use Bootstrap's containers, their grid, their columns, gutters, all that stuff. And then also their components. So like they have components already built in, like an accordion, alerts, badge, breadcrumbs, buttons, cards, carousel, all that stuff. They have navbars, lists, pagination, placeholders. Like they got whatever they got here already. If it's something that we need to build and it's already here, and when it's already here on Bootstrap on their documentation, we want to use that. So like if I showed you an example like of a nav bar, if somebody was to build a nav bar, you would have to read all this. I would suggest reading it. Don't just skip it. And they kind of give you example code here, but you're gonna see it's not semantic HTML, but it's HTML that's used mostly everywhere with a bunch of divs and things like that. Except this is a little bit semantic here, the nav. Normally people wrap that in a div too, um, but you guys can look that up if you want. Semantic HTML. It's a little bit different than the normal HTML you see everywhere. Just in as far as what you name your tags. Um, or how you label your tags. But we have it's gonna be it's gonna give you this example code, and it's basically gonna if you were to pop that code into the code base, it's gonna create exactly this here that you see. It'll have a search, but we don't if we don't need a search, you don't want that. That's why it's good to know. Uh, if you already know how to read HTML, then this should be easy because you'll be able to go in here, oops, and you'll know what to get rid of, what to keep, and this is like for the logo. It says navbar, but they mean to put your logo here, a logo for your, for the for the project, which eventually will be the project's logo. And then these are just the regular links. If we ever need a drop down, then we'll have access to a drop down. And then this is just a disabled button, which we don't need right now. Um, so we
So we
have,
have
that's just an example. So they do have other types of nav bars and other things going on. You just have to keep looking. Um, what else do they got? Utilities is an important section. I would say they're all important, but like the main ones I'm pointing out are like at least minimal to using Bootstrap. And the way Bootstrap does the styling is they use so you have your, for example, I'll give it like a quick crash course, but they have like say you have your your nav tag or nav element more accurately, because you have all this stuff nested inside of it. So we have our nav, and then we have the closing tag down here, but inside of it we have attributes, and this class attribute is how is one of the ways Bootstrap applies its custom CSS or SCSS to the navbar. You got to list you're giving it instructions basically. It's like doing inline CSS if you ever done inline CSS, but you're doing it through a class rather than through a style attribute. You're using a class attribute, and you're putting these Bootstrap classes in there like navbar expand large, background body tertiary, things like that, or like container fluid. These are all classes, these are all different Bootstrap classes, and that's how you're building the component out with Bootstrap classes. And if you have a question about one of these classes, you can either search it. You should be able to search it here, and then you can look up how it says how they work. If you have a question, it'll take you there, and then you'll have to read about containers, how containers work. It'll give some examples, but containers are like the basic building block. Like it says, it's a fundamental building block of Bootstrap, and you got to know how their containers work. And more than likely you'll just be using a regular container or a container fluid. All these in betweens you likely won't even have to worry about. When I've built Bootstrap projects, I've used container or container fluid. Like if I showed you my whoops, if I showed you my portfolio, uh, I just haven't bought a custom URL for it yet because I didn't feel like I needed to. Oh yeah, I don't know why it didn't take me there, but if we go to, let me see if they even have it listed. I thought it'd be up here in the search results, but it should have been able to pull that up. Let me try that again. Yeah, let's go here. No. Oh my goodness. All right, let's try that again. I don't want to do a Bing search. I'm trying to uh, just type it in and go to the website. I guess it's gonna make me type it in. Oh wait. So I use Vercel to host all my projects, but this one's like my portfolio project I built in Bootstrap, and it's got an about page, and because I tutor people or I mentor people for at the university for a little bit, but also for my at Dark Mode Devs, my company where I do have my full stack mentorship program, and then it's got my interests and my skills. I gotta update these, of course. These are like I haven't updated them in a while. It's got a little bit about me. It's also got my resume, and you could anybody that's interested in hiring me, they could download my resume if they want. Services, which are when I used to freelance, these were services, but I could probably do without this page now. Probably just and then I have a portfolio, and it kind of goes to like whatever's on the web. These are just ones I wanted to show. App, some AI stuff I worked on, and then my contact. And it's got an embedded calendar if anybody wants to schedule a meeting or message me, anything like that. And so that's just like an example of what you can do with Bootstrap. So like don't think Bootstrap's not capable because I built some pretty cool stuff in Bootstrap. You can do a lot with it, but you have to sit there and take your time and read it and really get to know it. It's not too bad to use once you get used to it. It's a lot easier to use than a JavaScript framework, I'll tell you that much. But I'm already comfortable with writing JavaScript, so it makes it so a framework's not no big deal. I just didn't want to write my portfolio in a framework because if the framework does any breaking changes or any major updates, then I gotta update my whole code base so that way my app will continue to run, or my web app will continue to run. Versus with Bootstrap, you do it with one version and it'll usually last years on the net. You don't have to worry about updating it too much. And it's not too bad. It's not too hard to update to a newer version of Bootstrap. It's not that bad. You can research that. It's not hard. It's pretty easy. Any questions about Bootstrap or Jason or DevTree?
No, I know in the examples, if you go to Bootstrap, they actually have an examples page. And what you can do, it gives you examples. You can actually inspect it, inspect the examples, and copy it into your. If you're using Visual Studio Code, you can actually look at see what the examples look like.
Oops. All right, let's check that out. You said examples.
Yeah, so click on examples for yeah up there,
Oh yeah.
and it gives you different themes you can choose. Like you'll show you like
Oh
example you
yeah,
see where
yeah.
featured. Yeah, so if you actually click on it, like
Just
click on
click
one,
on
like
drop downs. What the heck? Yeah, 'cause it's so simple.
yeah,
Yeah. And then you
yeah,
should
you
be
can
able
actually
to inspect it.
yeah, inspect it, and then you can go until it highlights the entire yes, and then you can actually copy from there, copy the HTML.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you can actually paste it into a VS Code, and you can kind of play around with it like that when you do that.
Right. So yeah, yeah, this is a good example because I've seen these once before, but I never use them. But yeah, for those of you guys that are like beginner, definitely use these because this. So that's a good thing he pointed out because like if you're trying to build any of these things and you want to like import it into the project just like as a template, and then like it's like working with a template, and then you can modify it how you see fit to just make sure it has what we need on it for the project. So yeah, this is cool. I never looked at this before. I've never seen that I never noticed that they had something like that. I've seen their that do have themes. So I've seen their themes before. But their themes are like it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. You can use like one theme for like a big template, and then but you got to modify the hell out of it. So it's better if we start from scratch and use the examples better. Um, if you, especially if you're new to it, like if you're more advanced, yeah, themes will be good. They do have Bootstrap icons, and that's what we're using in the project. So like if we need like any social media icons, like if we needed like Facebook, for example, you should be able to find it on here, or Messenger, Meta, anything, LinkedIn, they're all on here. Like I've used them all. I don't want to use a third-party icon library when we already have Bootstrap. If it's already with Bootstrap, that's the one we're gonna use. So if you need any icons, we want to use stick to the script. Use Bootstrap. Use Bootstrap as much as possible, and only if Bootstrap doesn't have what we need, then we'll either have to add custom code or we'll have to find another source. But we should be fine with Bootstrap. Bootstrap's gonna do us well, I believe. All right. Anything else you wanted to add, Devtree, about Bootstrap?
No, that was it because I've been working with Bootstrap recently, so I I just yeah I've been using the examples, just to use them as a template and just modify them. So yeah,
Yeah, Bootstrap's fun.
just uh,
I think so. Like I try to tell people, Bootstrap's cool. Bootstrap's fun. Uh,
let me ask a question. Like for you know companies, do they use Bootstrap really, or do they just go with
Not
React?
really. Yeah, not
Uh,
really. So like if you want to be like if you want to freelance, you can use you're likely to use a CMS, a content management system, but because everybody in the freelance market, they want content management systems, and the main reason is because the client wants to be able to manage the content themselves at some point. So they want to hire you to build out the website using a drag and drop editor like something like WordPress or GoDaddy or anything like that. And the reason why they want it though is because they don't have to be a developer to like change pictures or modify some of the content in it, because they're able to modify text and images, and that's what they like. So and then it's quicker to put up a CMS website than it is to code one from scratch. So like I would say like if you're freelancing, Bootstrap would be good because maybe you can build your own templates or build your own examples and then try to market them to your clients and see if they'll go for a Bootstrap website. But as a result, it might be more expensive because it's custom code and it takes more time to build that out. But the most people on the freelance, you're going to be going with the CMS. Everybody wants like Wix, or they want um, WordPress. WordPress and Wix are probably the two biggest ones that you're going to see that they want. Um, Unless it's e-commerce, they're going to probably want Shopify, I believe it is. But if you're gonna work for yourself, like if you're gonna build your own company, do what the hell you want. You know, you got the freedom to do what you want. Pick whatever framework you want that you really want to specialize in and build your own thing. But if you're gonna work for a company, you want to work for a tech company, then especially as a front end, back end, or full stack web dev, then you have to know React, Angular, Vue, um, probably the three major ones that are being used in tech companies right now. Yeah, React, Angular, and Vue. There's newer frameworks that are actually better than React, like Solid and Svelte, but React is like so I guess popular and it's used by so many companies that even though it's old and it's not as probably as great as something like Solid, because Solid's more performant, it's faster, it has similar syntax. It's not as heavy. Um, it can do like it has better features, but nobody's talking about it because Meta is everybody knows, if anybody knows, React is a child of Meta, and because Meta, basically the tech market is moved by the power players. So like Meta and Microsoft and all those big power players, they're basically shaping the future by sheer, I guess you could say, um, similar, not necessarily their will, but because they're so famous, so popular, their reputation, by just their reputation alone and what they're known for, how popular they are, because of the things that they're building that everybody's just hanging off of them like it's gold. They're able to shape the direction that the tech industry, as far as the as a whole, like the major parts of the tech industry, what the way that's going. And So like that's what I was saying. If you're gonna do your own thing, you can learn whatever you want and specialize in it and get really good at it. But if you're gonna work at a tech company, then you have to do what they want. And right now, that's gonna be React, that's gonna be Angular, and that's gonna be Vue, pretty much. Those three main ones. There's more than that, I think, but they're very rare. You might see Solid or Bootstrap at companies, but they're probably really small companies, or and it's very rare. Like I've only seen one company on LinkedIn that was looking for a Bootstrap 4 developer, someone that knew Bootstrap 4, Bootstrap version 4. Which if you know Bootstrap 5, as a result, you're gonna know Bootstrap 4 to some extent because it's mostly all the same. But they need you to manage their project or to maintain it or to add new features to their project in that version. So you got to access the Bootstrap docs in version 4 and navigate it and know what you're doing there. But that's very rare. The majority of them, they're all using React. So like if you want to specialize, because that's what you're supposed to do, because you can't, it's not reasonable to try to learn them all and 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 then like a jack of all trades, I guess. Don't try to be that guy because that's not who's gonna get hired. They want somebody like if you're gonna do React development, the reason why they want you to specialize is because they want you to know all the intricate details, all the ins and outs of React, how it works, how to use it. They want you to have that muscle memory when you write it, all that stuff. Uh, yep. All right, I'll see you, Jason. See you. Oh, DevTree, you said you sent me an email. All right, I'll have to check that out. Give me a second.
Okay. I sent it through the Miro invite you sent me. I don't know whether that'll go straight to you or or do you have any
I don't know. Let me
alternative
check.
email?
Let me check my email real quick, and I'll tell you if it
Okay.
came through. Um, but yeah, that's basically what it is. So, you know, I like Bootstrap. I think it's good, and and basically like for people that don't know. All right, let me see. No, I never got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never got it.
Your So as far as your email, should I just go to your website and send you
Yeah, you could
so
do
I could be
that, or you can go to the
okay.
company website, like the darkmodevs.com, or you can go to my or you can and then you can like go down to the contact section and then you could just send me you could send me an email there. Or you
Okay.
can go to like you can go to any of them, or you can go to my portfolio website. It doesn't matter. Or um yeah, you could do it either one. And then I'll go ahead and add you once I get it. The
Okay.
if you don't, yeah. All right, so this guy is saying oh, Faizan. All right, so that's Faizan. Can I freelance using any technology stack? Like I have knowledge for front end web design. Uh, you meant native JavaScript, I know that, and a little bit of back end in Django, but people telling me that I should do AI, machine learning, or DS. You mean like data analysis or something different, which took over tech market? I don't know how true it is. Well, like for AI right now, because AI is like um, pretty prevalent right now, really popular. Having like AI skills and machine learning and or data analysts, though they are in high demand, especially data analysts, I believe they are in high demand. But that would turn you into mainly a Python developer, I believe, a Python or Java, but mainly Python, mostly Python. Um, but if you're gonna apply for like front end, back end, or full stack web development, then you gotta know something like React. There's not gonna be no way around it because all these big tech companies, that's what they use. They're using React. The main one is React. So you could learn Angular. There's jobs out there for Angular developers, but that's a little bit more rare. The majority of jobs out there right now on the job market for tech companies, if it's for web dev, it's gonna be React. React is the big one. There's gonna be everyone's using React right now. So like it's been like that for years already, and it's still that way. So like everybody's using React. So if you want to get a job as a front end, back end, or full stack web dev, you gotta learn React. Like there's no way around it. And then you're gonna have to specialize. You're gonna want to specialize and get so good at it that they don't want to pass you up. and not just that, if you got to have data structures and algorithms down to the T, you got to know your big O analysis, and you got to be able to pass a technical interview. And that's what I teach, but I do that in my mentorship program where I teach people uh, programming, how to build projects. We do JavaScript programming, how to build projects, problem solving, DSA, big O analysis, and how to pass technical interviews and things like that. So we practice doing problem solving geared towards geared towards passing technical interviews. So things like that. Um, so if any of you guys are interested or not, let me know, or if you're interested in that. So we have, um, but yeah, that's the reality of it. It's not like none of it is easy. So like, uh, at HTML and CSS, yeah, that's easy, but actually programming in a programming language and actually using a JavaScript framework, that's not easy. Or even building a project, even if you don't build a project, like building a project by yourself, the front end, the back end, like as a full stack developer, that's even hard, even if you're using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and you've never done it before. So, but you want to get to, yeah, I say yes. First priority is data structures and algorithm for cracking interviews. I do practice, but sometimes struggle to build logic. Yeah, that's this what it is, especially when you're learning. Like it's the logic, and then if you notice, because I attend a university too, universities, and I've also went to a coding boot camp. I graduated from a coding boot camp myself, so you'll see that in those videos I have on YouTube. But they don't teach data structures and algorithms or big O analysis like the university does have data structures and algorithms classes, and they do teach big O analysis, but they don't show it how they don't teach you in the context of a technical interview. So like they will teach you though, like at the university, because I took it, at my university I took data structures and algorithms, and they did teach us big O analysis there, but they don't simulate like a technical interview and the knowledge that you have to have in your programming language for that technical interview. Um, like they don't prepare you for that. Neither does a boot camp. Don't even show you data structures and algorithms very much. They show you a little bit, like at an introductory level, what a data structure is, what an algorithm is, and that's it. That's where it ends. But the other skills a boot camp gives you, like when I went to New Camp Coding Boot Camp, full stack development program. That's the one I graduated from. At the time, it was almost 8 months long, their program. Now it's shorter. I think now it's 6 months. And at the time, it was like more expensive, and now it's cheaper. But they're like the cheapest coding boot camp out there right now, and they do it. They take payment plans for it. But you'll see that in the video I have if you watch it. But basically, the skills I learned there are some of those skills I still use today. And so, like I would say, bootstraps or boot camps, they are important for especially for web development skills because at a university you're not going to learn any web development skills. And if you learn, because at my university they show us a little bit of web development, but not to the level that the boot camp did. So I needed both of them. The university shows me more on the software engineering as far as the programming and the programming languages itself. So at the university I learned Java, Python, C, C++, things like that. They didn't show us much JavaScript, and they didn't show us much about web development except for the very, very, very basics. If you want to learn more in depth, you got to go to a boot camp or be a self-taught and really learn in depth on your own, or find a mentorship or a mentor or a mentorship program, or or you know what I mean? Because that's the option. It's free or paid, depending on what option you want to go. Normally, if it's free, then you got to be self-taught or see what you can learn on like this community that I got going on. See if there's people here willing to help you out a little bit. You know what I mean? Because everybody's busy, you know what I mean? But I'm sure there's people here that are not gonna. If you post a question about something, I don't think there's anybody that's not gonna mind. I don't think anybody's gonna mind helping you. I think at some point you'll get feedback, even if it's from me. But um, I do invite periodically anybody like I think last week or last week or the week before I did a free session, so like I invited people if they were interested to attend a free demo or a free session of the um, um, mentorship program I do, and we ended up getting maybe I think altogether like 6 or 7 people showed up at different times, and everybody was seeing what we were doing as far as because we were doing problem solving in JavaScript, and you know what I mean, and more trying to target that logic just to see if anybody would be interested in doing that and seeing what we do here. Uh, for React, man, there's a bunch out there. It's hard to say exactly. I can look something up for you and send it. But like for React, there's a ton of resources out there. Udemy, in my opinion, I think Udemy sucks, but that's your choice. Like if you like Udemy, go for it. The problem I think with a lot of videos is that um, you can watch videos till you're blue in the face and copy and paste all you want, but when it comes down to just you and VS Code, and you can't, build it from nothing, like build a program from nothing to something, especially your programming language. So like at a technical interview, they're not going to let you copy and paste. You have to have what's called language fluency. And language fluency means that you have that muscle memory that you can write your programming language just like the back of your hand. Like if you're writing English, like when you're writing English or whatever your first language is. Like I don't know if anybody's first language here was English. I'm assuming it was, but maybe some people it wasn't. Whatever it was as an example, if your first language was something else, just use that as an example for what I'm saying. Just like you grew up and you knew that language and you could speak it no problem, and you can write it, like you could write it down no problem, whether it was from left to right or right to left, you could write it like no problem. That's how they want to see you write your programming language at a technical interview. They will let you like reference your documentation for your programming language, but only for more advanced topics. They're not going to let you do it for foundational topics. If you reference your documentation for like writing a for loop, you're done. You're done. You failed. You have to have all your foundational stuff already at that point, already like in the bag. It'd be preferred if you're gonna apply, if you're gonna go for like try to if you're gonna try to pass the technical interview, it'd be preferred that in your programming language you're writing intermediate to advanced at an intermediate to advanced level already, because by then, especially by the intermediate level, by then you should already be able to type that stuff out from memory, most of it from memory. And that's what they want. That's the reality of it. Like you're not going to be forced to just memorize it all. They're not going to say that you can't never research anything, because you can research anything you need, because like research is like so important. So if you're given a task and you're having a problem solving that task and you're reaching out bugging people instead of doing your research, that's a red flag too. You got to be able to do your research really well, and unless you're like truly stuck, or you've done all the research you can and you're still stuck, then you can reach out for help. But like they want you to be very self-proficient, especially because of how much money they're paying you. If you think about it, React developers are probably making anywhere at entry level 75 to $120,000 a year, depending on the company. So like they want you to be very self-proficient. You have to be able to just know your stuff really good on the fly. And it's going to feel like they want you to be a senior developer at a junior level, but that's just how it is. It's really competitive, and they want you to be at a high level already when they knowledge you or when they hire you. So that's like just what I'll say about that really quick, um, just so you guys know. All right, so DevTree, you said, did you send that email yet? Should I check my emails one more time? But I try to tell people, I always let people know programming is not easy. Programming is hard. Anybody that's been programming or learning, you know it's hard. Programming is hard. It's not easy. It starts off easy, but it definitely doesn't stay that way. The more complex the projects you want to build, the more complex you get with your programming language, the more like it's like almost exponentially more complex, especially when things change and you got to stay up to date with it. and especially for JavaScript developers because you have a whole tech stack, especially if you're a full stack developer. So imagine the level of proficiency I said you have to be at. If you're a front end developer, it's easier to do that. If you're just a back end developer, it's easier to do that. But when you're a full stack developer, you're expected to know both like that. So think about that before, like most people, I suggest you learn full stack development so you can see which side you want to be on. And if you can handle both, then be a full stack developer. But just know that it's a lot more that you have to take in and know as a full stack developer in a full stack position than you do as a front end or back end. And that's why when you look online, you have, like for example, you'll have uh, 1,000 people applying for front end and maybe 100 people applying for a back end job and maybe 500 people applying for a full stack job. And that's because mainly front end is the easiest one, and the skill set is still high. You still have to know you have your language fluency, but the knowledge is not as in depth as it is for a back end developer. And you'll see, like if you go on LinkedIn or something like that and look for back end developer jobs, the competition is really low, and it's because most people don't want to do it. And but the logic there is really really hard. There's a lot more difficult concepts that you have to deal with on the back end than there is on the front end. Front end development is definitely a lot easier than back end development. And then when you combine that in a full stack developer, that's more complexity that you have to know when combined, because you don't know where you're going to be. You got to be working on both sides. Basically, you're working on both sides and any interfaces that are going on there, for the in-betweens. You got to be on point. Like that's why it's not easy to get in. Like it's possible. I'm not telling anybody it's nothing, because anything's possible, but I mean like it really is possible, but you really have to put in the time and the dedication. Uh, yeah.
So, okay. For that email, I did send it through your website. So
All right. So it should be in my Gmail. Let me check. Or on one of them, or it should be on actually not my Gmail. If you sent it, which one, the company website or the my?
yeah, the company website
All
through
right, so it
yeah
should
through
be.
the content.
All right, that's gonna
Yeah.
be my business email then. So let me check that one. I didn't check that one. There we go. Let me check it really quick. I just gotta sign in. It's because I just got this computer, so I'm not signed in on for my. I'm not signed in on some of these things yet. There we go. All right, it's logging in. Um, hmm. All right. So which one is? Wait, that's not you. All right. I'm pretty sure I'll find it at some point.
It starts with the G. The well, yeah,
It's gonna
I
start
put a
with the
message
G.
on saying that what my screen name is in the message in Discord.
Let me see if it went to spam for some reason. It shouldn't have. It should have went straight to my inbox. That's odd. All right. Let me see if it went to notifications. No. It'd be odd if it went anywhere else, but it should have came straight to my inbox. No, that wasn't you. That's not you. Hmm. Yeah, no, I haven't gotten it. Let me check the. Um, Let me send myself a email on my company website and make sure that it's even working. It should be working, but I've noticed that. Give me 1 second. I've noticed that when I update the website, sometimes I have to reactivate it. So let me just send myself a test here. Yeah, let me send me a test email. And oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Visit anyway. All right. Make sure you're. So something did happen. All right. Yeah, you didn't get it because something happened to the. I'm gonna have to go in and update that. Go ahead and just I'll send you. Do you mean you have a DM, like a chat in the DM? DevTree, I'll look you up
Uh,
right now and I'll see if you're. I'll see if I can DM you really quick. Um, yeah, let me see. Oh, oh, you did, but you sent that. You sent me your. I didn't expect that. All right, so you sent me your email, but it was in. It's in the chat.
oh,
Yeah, it's in our chat. It's not on my company website, but I checked my company website and I don't. Let me check that message. I don't think I was able to even send myself a. Let me see. I don't think I was able to even send my. See, I wasn't even able to send myself, so I'm gonna have to update that. That's not good. Uh, it should have been fine. It was working fine the last time I tested it. All right, so let me add you to. You said you wanted to be added to the Miro.
yeah, yeah. As a contributor, I can see the board, but I can't select the task, or
All
I
right,
don't know how to select the
you
task
should be
and add
fine
myself.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for even bringing that up though, because I was able to check my company website, and I just found out that for some reason between now and the last time I did an update, my form's not working, so I'm gonna have to fix that after this call. All right, so
How do you add yourself as a, if you wanted to like select a task? How do you do that on Miro?
um, oh, the task. So let me go there right now. You just like zoom in, and then you just pick a task, and you could just move it like how I'm moving
Oh,
it right here. You could just right click on it and move it, and then like I like the last time in the other video I just moved it, and then you'll see where it has the main section. I just clicked where the text is, double clicked on it, and you can add any text if you want. And I would just suggest adding your name to it, and then create like a new line, like a space, so that way like we could see who's working on that task. And then when you're done with that task, you could just move it over here to complete it, to completed tasks.
okay. Cool. Thanks.
And then like if you need to like duplicate anything, because they all have this development label on them, you can just click one if you want, and then you right click it. If you right click it, oops, you should be able to use duplicate. So like normal commands like Control C, Control V, some of that stuff might not work on their platform. They want you to use their like some of those commands might screw stuff up. You have to be able to use their whatever they have built into it to manipulate the environment. Otherwise, it starts messing things up. And then if you want to add yourself to the development team, you can just add yourself here. Like I can add you if I right click this one and I click duplicate, and then we can just change the name on here and do if you want to put your name, you could change it afterwards, but I'll just put dev tree for now, and then you could change it however you want when you're ready, but you'll be on
Okay.
there. Um,
Cool. Cool. Thanks.
yeah. And then that's just for the task. If you need any more information on it, It's the because we want to follow the wireframes as closely as possible. The wireframes are right here. So like when you're doing Bootstrap, this is the mobile view, and this one's a desktop view, and this one's a tablet view. But we want to like once you build it on your desktop, some people they work mobile first, so they'll just like shrink it down and build it from mobile viewports first and then expand upwards. But I like the opposite. I like building for desktop, and then once it's all complete for desktop, I work down to tablet and then mobile. Just because I find it easier to adjust all the viewport sizes, like the styling for the viewports, once the desktop, the biggest version's done first. But that's just me. You guys can do it in whatever order you think's easier for you. But that's just, everybody has their preference. Some people they do, they do, uh, they want to design it like mobile first type stuff. I don't mind however you guys want to do it.
Thanks.
Whoops. Oops. Yeah, excuse that. That's our cat. He's not. He's coughing up hairballs over there. If you guys can hear that. All right. So, is he all right? All right. Okay, Devtree. I think I already have you on the as a collaborator, don't I? For GitHub.
Yes, yes, you do.
Whoa, let's get out of there. All right. So, like I was saying was. I guess that's all we have for the project today. I was hoping we'd have more because we're waiting for Tima joined us for a little bit. Maybe she had to go. I was hoping she'd get us that demo. She was supposed to have that demo right now, so we'll probably have to wait for next week for that. And then if you guys want to pick up any tasks, go for it. And then like you guys seen like the suggestions we gave, or like what DevStree said about the examples, or how whatever I showed you with the documentation. Um, know that we're working on the same project, so Faizan will be working on the same project until it's done. So um, we're not going to be working on new projects. We're just going to stick with this project till it's done. So um, next week or next Sunday, we'll still be working on the same project. We'll just be making updates as we go along, and then onboarding anybody, any new members. Um, oh, you mean MongoDB? That's backend development. I think that's in Andretta. Is that you asking about MongoDB? Yeah.
So I have a question. Yeah, can you hear me?
Excuse me. What happened? What was your
Yeah.
question?
So there's no high fidelity design. What's like the style guide, the primary, like the colors that we're gonna use? Cause I might just want to pick up one screen and like
Oh yeah.
build it up
Um,
in my free time. Yeah.
Well, on the so we're waiting for Tiffany really. Tiffany is the one that I was looking for earlier that she's working on the color scheme, and there is a style guide here somewhere, but it's not like right here I think it is. Yeah, here it is right here. But it's not like here's like a basic of the color with the logo. So we do have our logo already, then we have a color for it. But we're waiting for Tiffany to come up with like a color palette for the website, because we're not going to just have the whole website black, white, and green. Like we need probably a little bit more than that. And Irina made a suggestion in the chat. So like we have in our channel down here, if you look at my screen on the inside the Discord channel, we have a section where the projects are, and then for the Ingest IQ project, um, Irina suggested color scheme here. bright turquoise. I don't even know how to say that. Cerulean blue and base gray. And I thought they worked good together. So these were the color scheme she picked, and then she provided the color codes. I would rather go with that. I think that's a good color scheme to go with the website. So like that's what it means. You got to reference Miro and reference this one, but we can put these here. Let me copy these because I'd rather stick with these colors because I think for if we have this app in a light mode with these colors on it, I think it's gonna stand out really well. We were waiting for Tiffany to see what color scheme she'd come up with, but um, we'll still see that. But for now, we can just go with this one. So um, I would say go with. I'll put them in here, right here. That these are the main hexes for now. Um, she kind of added this in here a little bit different. I would say. Give me a second. Let me edit this just a little bit. And then we'll change this to style guide, just so we have at least a basic style guide. I know it's not the best one. Irina makes them really good, but we kind of made this one in a hurry, um, just because we're both basically everybody's giving their free time to this project, so it's not, not everything. We're not using all the best stuff to do it, but we're doing our best with the time that we're giving to it. Um, so you could follow this right here. Is that good for you? I would say like you could check out these fonts, maybe pick one, but this color scheme here, um, go with that one.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I,
I'm gonna kind of edit this a little bit. We'll make it more like the other one. I'm gonna get rid of all that and that, and I'll just grab this for now. I don't know. We'll just put it in there and we'll get rid of this. All right, so that's a little bit more consistent style we have. Uh, well, I'm used to like um, it's a little bit funny. This what do you call that platform? You just gotta take some getting used to, but yeah, there you go. Like I would suggest stick to that for now. Yeah, I would suggest just sticking to this for now. And we have some colors here. I think they're good colors. And then here's our logo. And at some point, maybe I'll make some kind of addition to it uh, as soon as I get more time. But normally, my time that I have for this project is usually if I don't meet with anybody during the week, it's going to be during these couple hours on Sundays because I got a lot going on too. But just give the time you can, and there's for us, there's no rush. Like, you might hear from other people that are part of the project. They sound like they're in some kind of rush. Don't worry about that. Just do what you can. As long as you're contributing something, I don't care. Like, um, but if you know everybody's waiting on you, don't keep us waiting forever. Cause I know everybody's got busy lives. Cause I'm one of them, and cause I got a lot of commitments. I go to school, I go to the university full time, and then I'm trying to, and I'm running my own company, and I got a mentorship program I run, and all my other personal things going on in life, and I know how that is. So like, just like whatever you commit to, just build it, and at least give us some kind of like progress report every week, even if it's not done. At least give me like some details on it every week, where all of us as collectively give us an update on what's going on. Because maybe whatever you're doing is dependent on what everybody's doing. Kind of like this, like the color scheme and the branding. We needed that done too before we started coding, just so because that's why I was just mentioning that because everything on the design team before when we start coding should already be done. We can do like mock-ups on the coding side where we just create components and they're just black and white, but that sucks. So it's good that we have something already. So just go with these right here. Oops. I would say um, I think these are good colors, but we might have to change this green. Maybe we might have to change this green, maybe either with the blue or the turquoise, just to make it match. We'll figure it out. Just for now, that's I don't know if that answers your question. Does that help? I think that was a Bosman. Yeah, so if that helps, then I hope that helps. That's good. All right. So Wheat Thins wants to speak. So Andretta, to answer your question, yeah, there's a backend tech stack for using MongoDB as a database. You gotta pair that with a tech stack on the back end, but that's gonna be like the most common one is Node.js, Express, and MongoDB. That's the most common tech stack for MongoDB on the back end. But yeah, there is demand for that, and there are companies looking for that. And the like I said, the competition is going to be a lot lower in a back end development position because it's a lot harder than the front end. Everybody right now wants to be front end developers, like everybody. So like if you want to be a front end developer and you want to apply for a front end development position, you're going to have a lot of competition, a lot. Um, all right, so Wheat Thins, go for it. I think I gave you permission already to speak.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
There it goes. Okay. So I'm just kind of well, I'm here just kind of learning for the most part, but I'm kind of curious as in so obviously the AI is going to be like the main focus of the app, but do you guys have any ideas for like I guess maybe after that's the main focus like so it's a health app, right? So maybe like just for example like a calorie tracker.
Yeah, after. So like we're trying to get all the main part of the app running first, and then after that we can develop features and push new features to the app. But for now, we want to at least get the basics of it working.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
because
No, I'm
like the whole reason I did that is because every week we had people suggesting new features, and it was getting to a point where it was slowing us down on starting to start the code, like actually start writing code or doing anything on the design side. So I just shut it down and said, you know what, we're going to stick to the basics, and that's what we're building first. After that, we can start adding features and go through the process all over again because I didn't want it to turn into some massive app that's never being built because we're constantly adding features to it every week. So that's what I was trying to avoid. So that's why I pinned it down to just the basics until that's built. Once that's built, if people are still interested, then we can expand on it.
okay. That makes sense. Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Anybody else? Any questions about the project or anything? You guys can ask questions about anything or any projects. And then if no questions, I would say, like you guys already know what to do. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything I should add before we like end it because we got like 10 minutes left. You guys can reach out to me or anybody on the platform. You can reach out to me or Irina. You'll see Irina. She's like, if you look at the chat section I'm scrolling through, I'll find her so you know how to locate her if you need her. Because she's on the design, but she's also on the development. I'm the one leading the development. She's the one leading the design. She's right here. So she's gonna have a picture with the fox ears, and it says Irina. Or let me just click on it, see if it, if yeah, here we go. So you can see it a little more clear. Um, but she's one of the managers on the platform. Um, you'll see her badge here. She's a member and a manager. So you guys can reach out to her if you have questions about the design side, and then or you can reach out to me, um, or you can reach out to anybody. Like if you guys want to work together on anything, then you can reach out with to each other and coordinate like either in the channel or DM, or coordinate like a meeting. If you guys want to invite me to the meeting, go for it. If not, if you guys are fine working on your own, go for it. Just let me know. And I have videos, the other videos on the YouTube channel. They talk about like if you go through them for the project, it's kind of been for the life of the project since we started, and it goes into how to link to the GitHub repo. I think it's part. It's one. I think it's the first two videos. I think if you look back, it'll be like the first two videos where it shows you how to clone the repo and connect to it, so you can pull and push to that repo. Um, so you're connected to the GitHub and you're able to collaborate. Mm. Anybody have any other questions? All right, I'll take that as no. Um, well, I'm gonna call it 10 minutes early, and then I thank you guys for coming, and I'm glad you guys showed up, especially those of you guys that are new. Don't hesitate to reach out. You guys can reach out whenever, and I know this Sunday we'll probably have a better update. Tima was here earlier. She probably had to go, so maybe it'll give her another week to fine tune what she's working on. And then Tima, if you're watching the recording when it gets posted to YouTube, go ahead and reach out if you need anything, or if you want to connect again, and so I can see the progress and we can see what we can fine tune before next Sunday. Um, Andretta, reach out if you're watching the recording because I know you just left. And Tiffany, I know you'll be watching the recording. If you have questions about what you're doing or any contributions you're trying to make, reach out. And then any of you guys that were here, just reach out. Don't hesitate to reach out. You guys can reach out to me on the DM, or you can reach out to me in the any of the channels like the project channel or on the DM here in Discord. You guys all have a good weekend, or a good Sunday. I hope to see you guys next week. Yeah, thank you for coming. Wheat thins. Yeah, thank you.